Hello, world. Hello, everybody. Welcome. What is episode 78?
Welcome to episode 78.
Z-Chum's learning how to code with his Hello World code.
We made it. What's up? Aqua was back last week. I mean, he's back this week too. So
He's back.
Still back.
Yeah, he's still back.
Still back.
They won't be here next week. He's taking another 6-week vacation. So
In the next six episodes, I will not be here. That's a lie. I'll be here.
On the Spotify episode, I left a question that said, it wasn't really a question. I just said, everybody say hi, Aqua. Welcome back. We missed you.
Mm-hmm.
No one said anything.
To which Willard said, man, the Poop Talk didn't wait long to come back. We talked about shit like within 5 minutes of that episode.
That was what was on the agenda that day. I'm sorry. That was my news.
So I went to a Michelin star restaurant and my wife was shitting everywhere.
And God, did I have to shit.
My God. All right, this episode, not my fault. That was you. It's actually Willard.
The other day when Aqua was streaming with Bearkey the other day, he just got up and left or whatever. He's like, I'll be right back. And someone in Bearkey's chat was talking about why the fuck did Aqua have to get up? Is he pooping or something? And I was like, he must have been nervous. That's all I said to him.
Poop.
I defecate when I'm nervous. That's true. Whenever I talk to Kings about business, I always have to shit in the middle of the conversation. I don't know why. Kings makes me very nervous. My bowels activate.
So Coldstein said, hi, Aqua. Welcome back. We missed you. Kobe Carter said, hi, Aqua. Welcome back. We missed you.
Thanks, guys.
C. Kane said, do you actually see these? Yes, we do.
Yeah, C. Kane.
Simon said, welcome back, Senor Aqua. Prego.
Well, it's good to be back again, even though I was back last week.
You know what? We should welcome Aqua back every single time.
Yeah, I think every week.
Welcome back.
Just to
we
make
don't
sure
know when he's going to be here or not.
Yeah.
So it is always
Come
a
on.
welcome back.
Z-Chum's the one who's never here.
Z-Chum's reliable now. He's reliable.
I'm a new man.
Mr. Reliable
Okay.
now, actually. Yeah.
I reliably have to wake up and eat a big breakfast, and then I reliably show up 20 minutes late every time.
But
I imagine you waking up, going straight to the kitchen, and just is there any downtime between
I set an alarm for 10:15.
Yeah,
I actually
Ignore
hear
that.
the alarm around 10:45.
Yes.
It's about 15 minutes of it going boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo. The Alexa doing her little alarm sound.
Yeah.
And then finally I'm like, oh, that isn't just a submarine alarm in my dream. That's a real alarm. And then I build up the courage. I build up the energy to say, Alexa, stop.
that is so dangerous. I would definitely sleep through that every time. Like, that's too easy to turn the alarm off.
Yeah.
You need to like tactically
Activity,
get up and do
Well, I
something.
think what you're supposed to do is say snooze instead of stop, but I say stop. And it takes
That's
me
dangerous.
like 2 minutes of listening to this annoying ass alarm to finally be like, Alexa, stop. And I'm like, God, that was tough getting those words out. I better reward myself with a little rest for another 5 minutes. Then I rest a few more minutes, and then it's like 10:50, and I'm like, okay, breakfast. And I roll out of bed, run to the kitchen, get breakfast, eat, and then by like 11:20, I'm ready to record Gamer Hole, which is
20. Yeah.
Which is
When
honestly,
Which is always funny because he always says, need to eat 5 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
20 minutes.
which is much
11.
better,
is.
better than old Z-Chum,
You
who
know what?
didn't
This
even
is
show
fine.
up.
This is
Okay.
fine.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say Z-Chum also is like kind of helping his situation out because IBS, if you just get up straight out of bed, like when you first wake up, it sometimes screws your stomach and you're sick all day. So him doing this little escapade with Alexa, actually,
the fact that I just show
Might
up
be helping
now
him.
is pretty huge.
How do
So-
you rely
to-
on taking 5 minutes, only 5 minutes more? That's dangerous. If I did that, it's 5
Oh,
hours later.
I set another. I say
Ah,
Alexa
okay,
set a
okay.
time. I say Alexa set
Yeah.
an alarm for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And she goes, alarm set for 5 minutes, and then I'm like,
A couple
I'm safe.
times, like, you know, working my previous job when like I was supposed to be there at a certain time, you know, I definitely this happened twice. I would turn my alarm off like on my phone, or I would like snooze it. I would try to snooze it
and then turn it off.
But for some reason, I like would turn it off, and then I'd wake up at like 11:30 and just be like, "Well, fuck."
And you've got like a couple texts on your phone, like, "Hey, you coming in today? Hey, where are you?"
Yeah, it's
and
really
then,
bad.
And you're like,
it happened 2 times over the course of like 7 years, but
2 times over 7 years.
Okay, you know,
5 years.
It happened to you 2 times over the course of 5 years. It happened to me probably 30 times over the course of like 3 months. And
how did you not get fired?
That's a full month. Yeah.
You must have been really good at your job. Yeah.
I was good at my job. And then they made me a project manager, and they gave me that autonomy of like
a little bit more freedom,
of like
a little bit of choosing.
Just make sure your team's getting the work done. Make sure, you know, this is getting done. This is getting done. Make sure everybody's on track. And I started just like, I can wake up at 10:30 and roll in around 11.
Exactly. That's
fine.
a dangerous thing for some people. Yeah. I was gonna say I don't set alarms really anymore because whenever I do, I wake up like 20 minutes before the alarm because I wake up 30 times throughout the night with anxiety.
Yeah, freaking out about it. Yeah.
Something about setting the alarm, if you're not used to setting an alarm, like is very stressful. Yeah.
I'm just never gonna sleep again. I'm just gonna stop sleeping.
I'm gonna figure out a way.
I'm gonna do that thing that super genius did. Is that Einstein or Stephen Hawking or someone?
A lot of them did that.
Or Chinese gold farmers.
They do like the 2-hour sleep cycle where they sleep for 2 hours, awake for 2 hours, sleep for 2 hours, awake for 2 hours.
That would be terrible.
But it turns out it gets you like 2 extra hours of being awake, and it actually gets you like more rested. It puts you in like more REM
I don't know
cycles.
If that's true. You're like living in a weird state of twilight your whole life. I feel like it takes me a while, like 2 hours to wake up fully. You know?
It's like, how do you?
That could be because your REM sleeps bad.
Go anywhere? How do you do anything? Because 2 hours in, you're like,
yeah.
Oh, I gotta sleep.
Like if someone's like, oh, let's have dinner together. Sorry, those are my sleep hours.
I've only got 1 hour and 15 minutes before I gotta doze off for 2.
But
so
it only works for like eccentric, really. Like
it only works
like
for
really
hermits,
right? Exactly, for very individual people.
For people like us, for streamers.
Yes.
Although, like, you got to stream more than 2 hours. That's not long.
No. All right, guys. I'm ending my stream. I'll be back in 2 hours.
I think it's 4. I think it's 4-2, and then there's another one that is every 4 hours you take a 45-minute, and then once a day I think it's a 2 hour. There's something.
Oh, that's crazy.
There's some sort of weird, really strict schedule.
How do you stick to that?
That's some Elon Musk shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like there is like studies that have shown that actually can work depending. I don't know if they've done long term where it's like 20 years. How the fuck are you affected? But there are sleep studies that show that you can actually live that way and be fine.
Yeah, but how? Unless somebody's been doing that since 1940, and I know it didn't affect their lifespan.
How do you know? You don't.
Yeah.
That's
how do you know?
Long-term studies are so hard because you don't know for 40 years.
I just hate sleeping. I think it's such a fucking waste of time. You're not experiencing life when you're asleep. You know?
You need the time to process.
I freaked myself out last night. I was like, what the fuck? I'm going to just surrender my consciousness right now?
I know.
What the hell? Like, that doesn't seem safe or like a good idea.
This subject like 5 times on the gamer hole, and I'm about to get really antsy again. I hate it.
I'm sorry. Every once in a while, I have that thought. I'm like, I don't want to do that. That sounds frightening. Like, Jesus.
It's such a waste of time. You're telling me I got to spend half of my existence, my precious existence, the gift of life. I have to spend a third of it just fucking knocked out.
Oh, sorry.
You know, it's so weird.
Half for Zeechum because he sleeps 12 hours every single night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went through a phase where I was doing that too. I was sleeping like 10, 11, 12 hours a night. I hated it. I'm back to normal now. I probably had I was bitten by a insect or something that made me do that.
I did as
rust.
well.
I was bitten by rust is what did it to me.
Yeah.
In my 20s, and I felt like it was making up for the 5 years I played World of Warcraft and slept like 3 hours a night.
Maybe.
Because I was truly a gremlin. Yeah, that was
Gremlin? What'd you say?
Gremlin.
Gremlin.
Truly terrible times. I was like, for years after that, I was like, my body's still making up for World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And now I have caught up and I sleep a solid 6 to 7 hours a day.
I'm jealous you guys got
That's
to
great.
love a game like that.
It was the apex of game. Like, it was the ultimate gaming experience. Like,
Rust has
World of
kind of been
Warcraft
like
back
that
then,
for me recently. Cause like keep me up till 5
You
a.m.
don't even know.
Like
You don't even know.
Go to bed.
bro.
I can't go to bed. I can't go to
Like,
bed.
I did that with Rust too.
Yeah.
It was nowhere near the WoW grind. Like, that was like you had a
It was a
whole
world.
guild of people.
That was
it
your
was
life.
Just social. It was your life was WoW.
It was-
you were plugged in, baby, and it was amazing.
My friends got into Classic, and I don't think we're gonna like talk ever again because not ever again, but every single time I get into Discord with them, they're just grinding. They're grinding hard, and
You were
Yeah, it's
jacked
like that.
in. You were tuned off.
and
I've been chasing that dragon ever since. Like, part of me, yes, part of me, no. Like, it was amazing, and I'm glad I experienced it. But like, it severely impacted my life. Like, Decky, you get
Absolutely.
it. Like, it changed a lot of things.
It
was
ruined a
nuts.
lot of opportunities and chances to be
It
a normal,
did.
successful
Now-
human being. Yeah.
We're streamers. That's why.
This is where we ended up.
Yeah. I could have been a straight A student, I bet, without WoW. I don't know.
I could be working at a bank right now. God damn it.
Yeah.
My mom would be so proud.
I could be Elon Musk too. I don't know.
I keep having
But-
this.
It was worth it.
It was. I don't.
I'm
Okay.
jealous. I'm jealous that I didn't get that experience. I tried WoW. I just couldn't. I didn't.
It was the biggest gamer moment of a lifetime.
It didn't like hook me like it did most
Yeah,
people I
it
knew
didn't
at
hook
the
me.
time. You know. I keep having this reoccurring dream every night that I'm in high school and I'm like failing a class and I'm like, I'm not gonna get my degree. I'm not gonna get my diploma. And I had it again this morning, and I was like, "What the? Why does this keep
Those
fucking
never
happening
stop.
to me?"
I'm so glad that I can have trauma from goddamn high school
I'm
far later.
Fucking 28 years old. High school was 10 years ago, and I keep waking up every morning like, I'm not gonna pass. I'm not gonna pass. Oh, I'm 28.
I'm 5 years older than you. I have the dream that I look at my schedule at the end of the year, end of the semester, and there's a class that I just
And you're
forgot
like, oh my
was
god, I never went to that class.
Exactly. I never went to it the whole semester or whatever. And
You
I
know
look
what's-
back and I'm like, fuck.
I did that, but actually in college, I forgot
No.
that I took an online class, and the first week the teacher's like, I don't care when you get it done, get this whole list of stuff done by the end of the semester and by midterms or final, whatever it was, right? And I said, okay, cool, and I just put it away, and I just didn't even think about the class.
That's
It came up
dangerous.
every once in a while, and I was like, I don't have to worry about that for another 2 weeks. But then I was like, oh fuck, semester's done in 2 weeks, and then I had to just like, I think I went 5 days or so of just doing work, and I think I might have slept 10 hours.
Okay,
in
that's a
a
lot
week
more
so.
serious
Yeah.
than because you were in like medical school and those are like real classes where you have to like do
It was a
things.
bit. It was
I
a bit.
needed a PE credit,
Oh.
and my school offered bowling as a physical education credit.
There's
And I
nothing
thought
more physical than knocking some pins
Yeah,
down.
were you able to hit the 7-10 split correctly to get a spare? That's the
Yeah.
real
you
question.
think I showed up for a single bowling class? I took bowling. I went to the first class, and the class literally was like some guy at the bowling alley who was just like, all right, knock yourselves out. You guys have 35 minutes, and then you got to get back on campus. And he
Wait, are
just
you
went into the
serious?
bar. He just
That's
went
so
into the
sick.
bar. So I just
Amazing.
me and my friends bowled, and then I was like, why would I ever show back up for this? And so I never showed up. The midterm came and went. I never showed up for the midterm. The final came, and my friends were like, dude, are you gonna show up for class? And I was like, oh, I had this like sinking panic feeling of like, oh fuck, I haven't gone to bowling all semester. I went to bowling once. I showed up for the final. The guy had no clue who I was, just
What was
handed
the
me.
final?
I remember the final exam.
Did you have
it
to
was
write
like-
the pin numbers down?
No, it was about like So I remember it was it was 10 multiple choice questions. And
Like a classic PE.
one of them was, what is the correct way to set up the pins? And it was like
Triangle this
3
way.
overhead diagrams of like pins, and one of them had like an extra line, and one of them had one few too many. And I just looked down the lane at the bowling pins, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I was like, this one. And one of them that was like, I don't know how I knew it, but it was like, what's the correct wax setup for a professional league bowling match? Because I guess they like wax the lanes.
Those swap though now. But yeah, go ahead.
And they like, and it showed like an above top down diagram of a bowling lane with like highlighted areas where it would be waxed.
Yeah.
But it was 10 questions like that, and I got like an 80 on it, and I passed bowling. But I never showed up to 2 classes. I showed up to the one in bold and then the final, and I passed it somehow.
Which is so funny that bowling is like your physical education.
Can't believe
my
that.
dad was a huge
bowling
guy.
class. That's sick.
My friends went. They went to every class, and they all just bowled, and they just thought I knew that they thought I like dropped it or something. And they're like, "Hey, you like dropped bowling, right? The finals this week." And I had that nightmare feeling of like figuring out like, "Oh my god, I didn't go to this class."
Did you have a phys ed requirement in college?
Yeah,
we didn't have that. I don't think
we needed.
I don't remember doing that.
I needed two credits worth of phys ed, and bowling was half a credit, and it was my last semester of community college, so I needed that half credit of phys ed to pass. That my college also offered online power walking, which was the golden,
cool.
which was the golden opportune class to get into, because they send you what are those things called? You hook them on your sock when you walk, and it counts your steps.
Pedometer.
What's it called?
Pedometer.
Pedometer. Yeah, they send you a pedometer in the mail, and every other day you have to take a photo of the pedometer. You had to reach a certain number of steps, and of course everybody just shook the shit out of it, and then was like, "Hey, walked 4,000 steps this morning. Power walking done."
Pretty
What
cool.
a cool class.
That class
Man,
filled
that's
up
awesome.
real fast.
Immediate. It had 25 slots. It was always full.
Yeah, of course.
Impossible to get into online power walking.
Online power
College has
walking.
got a lot more progressive since I was there 5 years.
Do you guys remember in college when you had to sign up for classes like for your second semester? I don't know if you guys had this, but they unlocked it based on like year, and there's other stuff, but you had a time slot that your time would unlock.
Yeah, that's when you were allowed to sign up.
You had to get in before they filled up.
Yeah.
They still do.
That was
like
the
trying
most
to buy
nerve-wracking
Radiohead
thing.
tickets online or something.
Mine was like 5:30 a.m. or something, and I was like, "Oh fuck me!"
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. and like they'd fill up, and then you have to like, "Oh well, fuck. What's my second choice? What's my fucking second choice?" And it was
Is
5:30
online
a.m.
power walking available?
Pretty much that's what happened.
Is bowling? I took bowling, archery, and badminton for my phys ed requirements.
I can't believe you had phys ed required. I don't think I had that.
No, I took bowling, archery, badminton, and golf. Each was one semester, and each was 0.5 credits.
Those are good choices, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Yeah,
Golf was cool. Yeah, that was the only cool
I
one.
love golf. I play once in a while.
I've never played golf. It was just out in the field behind the college, and we had little like rubber balls, so they wouldn't go too far, and we would just
you did the chipping practice type of deal.
chipping practice.
Yeah. That's fun.
That's still
though.
fun.
Yeah.
I'd love to learn how to play golf. You play golf, Aqua?
Yeah, when my dad invites me once in a while.
I want to learn how to play golf.
I joined the golf team. I never golfed in my life, and then in high school, I joined the golf team my senior year just to like fuck off with some friends. And there are some people that were very serious about golf, and we're just sitting there with those chipping balls, like chip, chip, chip. You know, like, and then there's people that are like, yeah, exactly. So we were seniors that are picking up golf for the first time ever, and they're like, "You want to go to some JV meets or whatever the fuck they're called?" And we were like, "Sure, we'll go to one." Oh my God, do people take that shit seriously? We were just like the worst. And these guys are like freshmen, you know, because it's JV, we were going against freshmen that were like they've been golfing since they were
Kicking your
10.
ass.
Yeah, they were kicking our ass, and we had no idea like the full etiquette. We kind of understood some of it, but we didn't understand the full etiquette. And these guys were some serious bros. Luckily, I got matched up with people that also were like me and didn't give a fuck. So my team, or the 4 people that were in my group, were just really chill. But God, that was weird.
Golfing's
Golf is
a lot
great.
of fun, but the entire atmosphere and vibe freaks me out.
Yes.
It's out of my element. But the actual sport is a lot of fun.
It's just very uptight. Like the culture around it is very like.
It depends on what you're doing, because
Intimidating.
we
I don't want
got,
to show. You show up dressed wrong, and they'll fucking be mad at you. Like
Right.
I'm just.
Well,
I'm
it's like a country club.
we got a cheaper part. Like if you were part of the golf team, you got like a reduced rate to join the country club, and I joined the country club because I knew people that were also like on the board and stuff. So I was like, I'll just join and do it. And as long as you go with good people at good times, it's fine. But like, if someone's gonna play through, you just kind of like let them play through, and you don't talk at all. You just sit there because they're serious, and you're like just fucking around type of deal.
Don't bother
Freaks
me.
me out, man. Like having that type of like shit around you. I'm like, no, I can't.
Generally, if someone's serious behind you, you just let them play through, and you're fine. You just
Don't
go
even
ahead.
Think about
Yeah.
talking to
fucking
me.
assholes.
Yeah,
Like
they can be.
I think I told that story. I like hit a ball near some guy, and this
I don't
like
remember
older
this.
golf guy. Like sometime I was playing with my dad or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I hit a ball near this guy, and I was like, "Hey, sorry about that. Like, I'm not that good." And he was like, "That hit one of us. I'd have to beat you with this club." And he said that.
Well, did you yell 4?
Yeah.
Okay, because you're supposed to if it's gonna go off target. Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of kidding, but it was kind of like an asshole thing to say. You know?
100%.
I would have pulled
I
out
was
my
just-
gun and shot you if that ball touched me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Back
As
I
long
had
as
a
you yell
good
4,
response too. I forgot what I said.
as long as you yell 4,
sorry,
you're
kid,
fine.
but that's the course rules. I have to kill you if your ball touches me.
Oh,
What
I said lucky for you, I didn't hit you, or something like that.
That's the reply.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
When I was in middle school,
grabs the club out of the air. And
Or wait, it was something like that. It wasn't that cringe actually. It was like I forget. It doesn't matter.
when I was in middle school, my mom lived on like behind a golf course, and I would like sneak out there with my friend, and we'd like wait in the bushes for when they're about to do it, and then we'd be like, and then we'd just like, bolt and run, and they'd be like, they'd be pissed as shit. But that was like our favorite pastime.
Fire
We'd be
your
like,
gun! Shoot him!
the bush gremlins, which like as a kid it was hilarious as shit. It was like, fuck yeah, dude. But like, God, that was some real douchebaggery for those dudes.
It's such a like cartoon joke, right?
Yeah.
Like right when someone's about to tee off, you go ah, and then they totally miss, and it like
Yeah. Me
let's
and
go
my
hide in the
friend,
bushes.
like we went to like his family's like lake house or something somewhere in Vermont, and it was near a golf course, and we hid in the woods like halfway down the fairway, and you could totally see this part of the fairway. They'd hit the ball, we'd run out of the bushes, grab their ball, and just run away, just take off.
Dude, that's even better. That's so much
That's
better.
even worse.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like
And they were
Jackie's is like,
"Hey, you motherfucker!" They yell like that. They got so mad. Oh my
Jackie's
god!
is like, oh, those fucking kids. Oh, they scream something. Okay, like,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you could like stop yourself before you hit it, or you just hit it. It's fine, whatever. But Aqua's is like,
It was bad. Yeah, we were like the ball boys, but for golf, like tennis ball boys. Like we'd run out like all low and just grab the ball and keep running.
they can't see us. They can't see us.
Yeah, no, they totally could. I mean, that was like kind of part of the
see it, but
thrill.
it's too far for them to stop.
They
it.
can't do shit.
They're like, what the fuck is this?
I distinctly remember this man just going "fucking asshole" like that. Oh man, that was bad.
That's funny.
We were bad boys.
Fucking asshole.
Fucking piece of shit.
Speaking of things that rich people do rich people fish? I went fishing for the first time ever yesterday.
Seems like you would be a fisher. I mean, you love boats and stuff.
Yeah,
I like
You're a water
fishing.
guy.
I was gonna say, you'd
I'd never fished before.
Oh,
Really?
you'll love it.
Yeah. I mean, I had fished once or twice as like a very, very young child who did not know what was happening with a little baby pole, and I was like, "I'm gonna get you fish."
I feel like fishing is not a rich person thing. It's
Yeah, I was gonna
like,
say,
like definitely like.
I feel
not
like it's boat. I feel like it's an everybody thing, right?
Yeah.
Rich people do it.
Right, if
So
you're going
do-
deep sea fishing, okay, that I could say is
Okay, maybe that's
you're
a
on the
little
higher
more-
you
end.
charter a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of. But my parents like are staying up here for a while because they moved to Florida and they wanted to come home and see their little baby boy. So they rented a place near a lake, and I was like, I'm gonna get a fishing pole and I'm gonna fish. And I didn't know if it would work. I didn't know what bait to use. I didn't know how to like set up the line and what kind of hooks to use. And my dad was like, use this one. And I was like, all right. And I went out there for like 20 minutes out on this little dock and just kept throwing it out, reeling it in. And then I was like, all right, I suck at fishing. And all of a sudden I felt just like the tip
Little
of the
tug.
pole just went like, I
Yep,
was like,
and you pull.
it's happening. It's happening. I looked back at the cabin and I was like, it's happening, guys. And my fiance and my mom and my dad all came to the window and all went, and they all like waved at me and they were like, yeah,
Good
yeah,
job.
yeah. And I was like fighting it. I was like pulling it. I was so excited. I pull it in. This thing's smaller than my hand.
Yeah.
I was so proud of it. And it was like this tiny little bass.
Zichum sent a picture to our group chat of him holding the little fish. We put it in the episode.
Yeah, I put it in.
Which honestly, it's great. Like it doesn't matter what you're catching, and also fishing's really easy. It's more about patience. You're just going out there and
It's just a good
having
reason to
fun.
be outside and like
Fishing is
you know,
really fun. I enjoy fishing.
I want
relaxing.
to do it again so bad. It's like a reason to be outside. It's like a Counter-Strike loot box.
It is.
Sometimes it's just shit. Sometimes nothing happens. You reel it in, nothing happened, and it's
I love how
shit.
fishing's
But
compared.
then sometimes
the
it lands.
first loot box. The first rendition of a loot box.
Fishing is the first loot box.
But you don't have to pay $5 for a key.
Sometimes
exactly.
it's a little bit of seaweed, and you're like, ah, shit. And you throw it back in, and
be
you're
a
like,
boot.
that was ass. And then you cast it out again, but sometimes it's a knife, and it's like, yes, 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 yes. And you reel it in.
It's kind of like that guy, the guys who go magnet fishing. That's
Oh, love
even
'em.
more like a loot
That's
box.
even more loot box.
I love
yeah.
that shit. Yeah, it's so exciting.
We found a grenade. Yay.
Fishing's cool.
I did a decent amount of fishing. I mean, I grew up in Tennessee, so that's definitely to be expected. And there's a lot of fishing going on down there. Like back when I was young, or like middle school, high school, my sister's like boyfriend was super like outdoorsman, like this and this hunting, this and this fishing all the time. So
He carried
like,
it in his mouth, like when he's walked around, because he was.
oh,
like
he definitely had his Leatherman always on his belt. But yeah, no, fishing was cool, and he always like taught me a lot about the lures. I don't know shit about that now, but like I never went out and did a lot of fishing on my own, but I did a decent amount. I loved
I'm
it. It was
becoming
fun.
interested in like lures and shit. Like,
Uh-huh.
certain fish react better to like this red stripe.
When you start seeing the price of some of the stuff too, you're gonna be like, oh shit, because
Yeah.
like it gets expensive if you're looking
yeah,
at
and then
like,
it gets
higher
like
end
caught.
stuff.
It gets like caught on a rock and it snaps,
Yep.
and you're like, okay, there goes $15 for
Yeah.
that lure. But
A dude I used to play WoW with makes custom fishing lures. That's like his thing now.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
that's so. It's neat to. It wasn't neat to me, and now all of a sudden I'm like, I get it.
It's
That-
the
that makes
Zichum
sense.
effect. He'll be like, I don't think that's for me. But then when he learns, he then loves it.
As soon as I do it once, I'm like, that's for me. Yeah,
Zichum
Were
You're
you
like a
packing
little
that shit in your
baby,
lip
like
while
the-
you did it, Zichum, because that's the real
No,
key.
I wish I had been.
That
actually.
would have really made
would've
the
really-
experience.
I'm planning just a whole day around it with one of my buddies, going down there and just spending all day sitting on that little pier, drinking,
nice.
eating,
Yeah.
Bring some sandwiches and stuff.
Barely talking to each other, just
Exactly.
like grunting
That's the good part.
every now and then. Getting a little sunburnt and then complaining about it for 2 weeks while streaming Tarkov.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
But no,
You
fishing's
should do
great.
it.
I never did that much of it, but also someone I was dating in high school, her older brother was a very outdoorsman fisherman, and he would fishing and he took me fishing. I didn't fish that much when I was like middle school, high school. I fished probably when I was a little kid more. But I stopped fishing, so I wasn't very good. And he had a lure or whatever. He let me use his rod or whatever, and I got it stuck in the seaweed.
Oh my god!
And I felt like absolute shit. And he was like the type of like, kind of big man, and he would like yell at other people for breaking his stuff and stuff. The rod was fine, but I did, I think, lose the everything that was attached.
It's not your fault.
But anyways, right?
Happens.
He does not even care. He is the nicest person to me ever. And I'm like, respect to you.
That's
And
part
then
of
someone
fishing,
else
baby.
did that wasn't me, and he fucking yelled at them. So,
Okay.
I was like,
Idiot,
you're treating me
idiot.
nice. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
You dumbass.
Yeah.
You don't fish with a fish. You don't fuck with a fisherman's lure.
I'm gonna buy I'm gonna buy that hat. That's
Buy
like,
the hat.
That's like, women fear me, fish want me.
Look at Stimpy. He loves fishing. He makes all those like fishing videos and stuff.
I'm into
Did you
it
ever
now.
see those?
Pestilli makes some too.
Yeah, Pesley did like
Yeah.
fishing streams. A lot of people are very into fishing. It's a good.
I get it now, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into it.
I feel like
when you
Australia
get
is the best
something on
place
that
to do it.
line, it's like a universal thrill.
It's a
Even if you're
CS:GO
not the
loot
one
box.
catching it, if anyone around you catches something, it's like, holy shit! Everyone stops what they're doing. It's the most
god!
yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my god! The one thing we came out here to have happen happened.
This could never be expected.
No one has ever done this before.
I don't eat fish though, so I really don't like fishing that much. I'm a catch and release person, but I don't like it
Yeah.
because it does sometimes you can't. There's not much you can do. The fish is dead. Like
I like
most fish will live if you catch and release, but
you know what I want to get into? I was watching you guys ever watch Chris Fix on YouTube? Probably not, because you guys aren't car guys. He makes this he's got this YouTube channel, Chris Fix, where he just works on cars, and he makes really good videos about like, hey guys, here's how you change an alternator out of a car, and then he just walks you through everything in like a really entertaining and engaging way. And he just made a new channel called like Chris Fish, where he works on boats instead of cars. And he made this video of him like tagging fish, where he went out on this boat and just would like catch fish, and then he like tags them.
yeah.
And then you can like go online, and if someone else catches the fish, the tag is like sticking out of them.
That's
and
cool.
And he could like check where the fish is like being caught. Or if he caught one that already had a tag in it, he could like check where it had like traveled to. I thought that was the coolest shit. It was
There's
like,
a website called like Shark Tracker or something like that.
Where they tag the sharks.
They tag a bunch of sharks,
Yeah.
and they have names and stuff. And you can see where the sharks swim, like where they hang out, like where they are, where they go, where they travel to.
this
There's,
is
like
so fucking cool.
the shark thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
These sharks are just hanging out.
Yep. And there's like tons of them tagged, and they just go around
That is
doing shark stuff.
That is really cool. Yeah. Just
Mhm.
watch the sharks going around sharking.
So before you go swimming, just take a quick look at sharktracker.com or whatever it is, and just make sure there's no shark in the area.
That is very cool. It is almost as cool as today's episode's sponsor, Manscaped. Woo! Sweaty sack summer is approaching, and it's time for you to prioritize the comfort of your crotch. That's why the kings of crotch comfort, Manscaped, have spent 2 years designing the most comfortable boxer briefs out there. I have had the honor of testing out these new boxers. I have had the honor of testing these out. And I can say it's the softest fabric of any underwear. So breathable that it's like gills for your groin. They even trademarked the jewel pouch, like the term the jewel pouch. Trademarked jewel pouch, so you know it's serious. I think it's time you invest in your family jewels. So let your bulge breathe and get 20% off plus free shipping by using code GAMERHOLE at manscaped.com.
Man, they have the most poetic, like ball-related, like puns and things. Their writing is so tough.
Does their writer like have a Twitter? I want to follow this guy. He's like he is on another level.
It's so good.
All I know is that that's 20% off plus free shipping with code GAMERHOLE at manscaped.com. And once the Boxers 2.0 touch your sack, you'll never go back.
See,
How like a goddamn poet.
And we do have a bunch of products that they sent us for whenever the subathon happens.
Yeah.
I am so excited. I'm so excited.
You know, for a bunch of sweaty, greasy little goblin gamers, that kept us all pretty clean. Like no one smelled bad. We were not showering every day.
I'm gonna reek. I'm gonna reek. I'm gonna purposely reek. I'm gonna spray on just. I'm gonna go to like the hunting store and buy like deer piss and spray it on me before the subathon.
You don't have to do that. We have some here. We have predator
great.
piss. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
I want this subathon to be the stinkiest subathon we've ever had.
Z-Chum comes and he hasn't like showered for a week. He's just absolutely
I'm just getting ready for the subathon.
He's rolling around in the garden trying to get as stinky as possible.
I scratch my neck and like my fingernails fill with dead skin cells and grime.
This is a big thing. So like all of my life, since I was like 9 years old, I have bit my fingernails like tiny.
Yeah.
And like this is like my index finger. This is the longest they would ever get. Normally they would be like half that. Mm-hmm. And now I've got nails. They grow in a little bit weird. Like the white part that usually comes at the tip. It's like started early because like my nails are all fucked up from years of just never having any. But like it's strange. But now I just constantly am just like feeling or licking or chipping on my teeth, but I know just one of these days I'm just gonna like not be thinking about it and just rip them all off. But I'm always just toying with it now. I'm just like touching myself, or I'm like moving it on my fingers. It's the weirdest thing because I literally have never had any nail that extends anywhere away from my finger. It's always just been like nothing.
So like, how did you like peel a sticker or like I could like scratch things?
I never could, or
they're
like
very
my
useful.
thumbs. I never got that low. My thumbs usually, like they didn't have any chippage, but they weren't like down. But I couldn't pick up coins. I never could do any of that shit. It always was very difficult. Like life was hard with it.
A coin on the ground.
Pick up that corner on the floor.
Yeah, I sit there for 5 minutes and I'm just fumbling with it. But yeah, like it's. I wish I had pictures of my fingernails prior because like they were like nothing. But now it is very, very strange, and I'm constantly like, I'll touch the table, I'll clackle everything. That's my biggest update. I've had a very boring week, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you've got a dog update too. Come on.
Well, oh look, she's looking at us.
Look at her.
Hey, she looks good.
So, Wednesday. Well, like a week ago by the time you guys see this, we took her back, and that was like the 1 week since her operation.
Yeah.
And so we took her back, they checked her out, and I had been really worried because like they'd done an operation. I was like, they're going to want to do another one because she had her hips broken in 4 spots.
As a standalone, just in case no one knows, Decky saved a street dog, took the street dog to like 3 different vets. The dog had broken its hips and like bent its spine or something, and Decky
it was real rough.
Decky is saving
retirement on
Decky is saving and caring for this dog and is now poor. Go ahead, Decky. Continue.
But we took it, and like I'd been really worried that she is like gonna have like either a dead leg, like be just when it doesn't come back, or that they need to do another operation. So I was pretty stressed about taking her back, but we took her back. They checked her out, and they're like, dude, she looks as good as she can. Yeah. And like they even like set her up. They like locked her, legs, like joints wise. And they let go of her, and she did stand in place. They're like, we're not going to do that long. But like the surgery looked like it worked, and she and he's like, still can't let her walk for, he is like, come back in 3 weeks, we'll check her again. But even after 3 weeks, he's like, you can't let her move. She just has to lay there. So like if she tries to walk, you got to put her back down. Anything else? And he's like, she's definitely going to start crawling and trying to do stuff more the better she feels. But he's like, she'll lose all of her muscle mass in the back of her legs, and then but it'll heal her hips. And then once her hips heal, then you can start rehabilitation to try and get the muscle mass back in her legs. He's like, it's going to be a process, but overall it looks like everything's working, and that's just another big relief. So like everything with the dog's looking fantastic right now. Yeah, and she's
Street dogs have a resiliency that normal dogs simply do not.
Like I had a dog that he dislocated his leg and he was fine for two years. He just learned how to walk 3 legs, and just how it is.
Yeah. But she's doing good.
You did a nice thing. That's great.
So yeah, good news all around on the dog. A lot of people have come into the stream. They're always like, "What's the update on the dog?" Well, there's your update, and that's it for the next 3 weeks, I think. So I don't know. It's a big relief for me.
Good news.
And they took her off all the medicine, because before she was on like 8 different types of medicine, and they were all at different hours. So like I had this like log book, and I was all like, 2 hours from now we got to do it again, and then I got to be like 6 hours from now we redo that one, but then 4 hours back from the other one I got to do this one, and it was just like constant. I was like. And it was a pain in the ass of being like this
is so much more complicated than human medicine.
It's the same as old people. Like I used to help my mother with my grandmothers, like, and it's a chart, we're talking chart, and then the doctor would be like, "Oh, we're gonna switch one medicine, so now you have your chart, but then you have to go change it for the new medicine, but then you're like, oh wait, but these two can't be taken at the same time," and they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna need to stagger those by 2 hours, and then you've got to go." Yeah, so it's the same thing as that. It's once you're on more than one medication, you fucking gotta look at.
One time I had like 5 out of like the 8 medications line up on the same hour, and I was like, I've done it. But they took her off all the medications except for painkillers. So which is like even better, and that's once every 12 hours. That's easy math. I can do that.
Painkillers.
So big ups on her looking good. So that's the dog update for you guys.
All right.
Solid.
Good news.
Do you feed it in a hot dog, or do you just shove it down the throat? You shove it down the throat, right?
I shove it down the throat.
Should give her some
we
raw.
were giving her like 8 of it. Yeah, we were not going to try and hide that. That was just get that shit in there.
Should give her some raw hot dogs, and I think she'll bounce right back.
Yeah, raw hot dogs is the key.
Yeah, all this month of rehabilitation bullshit. Give her some raw hot dogs. She'll be up and walking in a week.
Yeah, I think she'll be fine.
Whenever I don't feel well, that's what I have.
An entire
right as rain
of raw hot dogs.
That's what's up. So I don't. Have you guys ever held like a pretty new baby before?
No.
Yeah, I held a baby.
No.
Yeah.
I always
say no. I refuse to. Yeah.
Okay, so I held a 2-month-old baby yesterday for the first time. It was my first time ever holding a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It was so weird. I sat down. Like they were like, my friends had a baby. They came by. First,
you got to see the baby.
You got to see the baby.
Yeah.
And they were around, so they just stopped by. So it was like right as I was ending my stream too. I was like, "Oh, baby's here, gotta go." Like abruptly, Luke was like, "They kind of like surprised us." Yeah, they kind of like surprised us, like you know. But anyway, they're like, "You want to hold the baby?" And I was like, "I am terrified to hold this baby. I like if I drop your baby or something, I couldn't handle that responsibility." So like I sat down on the couch, I went like this, and they like put the baby in my hands, and I held him for a little while, and it's like it was so weird. They're heavy and dense. They're like a little brick. Yeah, exactly. A little fleshy brick.
Yeah.
It was so interesting. And then their legs, like I was blown away. It was such a weird experience. Yeah. Like it's like a familiar feeling to a human, but not really. It was like
it's like straight. Because it feels like you're holding like a small animal, right? Like a dog or something.
It feels like an animal, but it's not.
But you know that it's like a living, breathing, thinking human.
Yes.
Like Vince, babies are aliens. They don't even look human. They're like these like weird creatures.
Yeah, honestly,
Very-
I've never thought that babies were anything other than just little aliens. I never thought they were cute or adorable or
Well,
just
that's
think
the
they're
thing.
weird.
Smile, they're
I think,
kind of
I think
cute.
babies are always cuter to the parents, obviously, than a
Yeah.
stranger. Like
But-
you'll think they're aliens, and you might think they're ugly, but as soon as they're like, if it's your kid, you're like, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
You are.
Yeah.
All
That's
those
what
other
they say.
babies are ugly bastards. You
But
are
it's crazy.
gorgeous.
They're so delicate. Like they require so much to survive. Like like some babies like fall out of the womb and they're just like up and they're like, whoa, I'm here. Like giraffes or horses.
I was gonna say like
they like come out and they're just boom. They just like take off running. Like
Yeah.
I'm here.
baby cow pops out and it's like, all right, where's the food? And it just like wanders
Yeah,
around.
exactly. And it just walks around and is a thing. But like human babies, it's like this little nugget, and they don't do anything.
Your-
like
your
they're
job
so
as a parent
useless.
Is to make sure it doesn't kill itself for like the first 4 years.
Yeah.
because they try to, because they get so curious and they just
Yeah, to like an insane degree. Like so, like this baby, the parents told me, my friends told me that, he's been sleeping with his head like to the side on stuff. And it's like changing the shape of his head. So they're trying to work on like making him lean the other way so that because his head is getting like
This is soft.
shifting into a weird shape. It's like insane. It's so that's so much stress.
I had a duck that did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should give him some Nutri-Drench from the local Harbor Freight.
feed them some oats. They love oats.
Do they have a tractor?
Yeah.
Do you guys got a tractor supply near you guys up there?
Go ahead, just put some headphones on that baby. Give him that indent already.
Give him that Tyler One head. That gamer dead.
By the way, since we just got done talking about alien babies, congrats again, Willard, on your
congrats.
Oh, yeah, that's
on the
right, yeah.
twins. Yeah.
After we just finished shitting on how we think
Talking about
babies
how
are
creepy
ugly
they are.
and creepy.
I didn't say that. It
One
was
of our
just-
members only guys has had twins. Well, I'm sure they're beautiful. They
I
don't look
hope
like
my-
aliens.
Yeah.
I
hope
know
my
they're
friends don't see
beautiful
this episode.
because he used
so
them.
that's what you think of the baby.
I know his twins are beautiful because he used them as his profile photo for his Spotify account when he left a
Oh.
comment. So
Nice.
Oh, that's actually very sweet.
I know everything about all of our members. I
Oh, God.
take the time every day to learn about every single member. Consider becoming a member today and becoming my new best friend. My friends did the same thing, Aqua. They had a baby, and I went over. It was probably a month or 2 months old.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Want to hold him?" And I was like, "No, I do not want to hold him." They're like, "Come on, hold the baby. Sit down." So I sat down on the couch, and they like placed him in my
Yeah.
arms, and I was like terrified.
I
And
was so
I
nervous.
sat there like,
I've done that too, but not with newborns. I think I've only held like older than that. Yeah.
I held it like this, and his head was on my
Yeah.
arm, and this hand I just kept so still.
I did the same thing.
I was like,
what if I drop it? What if I hurt him? What if
yeah, they seem so delicate. Like I didn't want to move his neck because I was worried his head would like crack off or something. Their head is huge.
I don't want to be
And
responsible
like
for
heavy.
for 10 years from now. Your kid is in school and is like, "Dad, why can't I move my neck?" And it's, "Oh, that's because Uncle Zach dropped you when I handed you to him when you were
Yeah.
2 months old."
Exactly.
Well, this is what I learned from my friend having a couple kids. And this is toddler stuff, usually mostly that I dealt with, not when they were newborns. The first one, the parents go a little bit crazy and they're like, "Oh my God, you have a sneeze. We're taking you to the doctors right now." Right? First
Yeah.
kid, that's what they always do. Second kid, that thing bounce. Like you learn that kids bounce and it doesn't fucking matter. My best friend in high school, he had 2 kids. His first kid, they kind of, let's be delicate or whatever. By the time the second kid came, they just realized once they become toddlers, they'll make it through anything. Like if they fall, all you have to do is go, "You okay?" And they're like, "Yep." And they'll be fine. But if you're like, "Oh my God," then they're going to start crying.
yeah. You can't make a big deal about it.
Me as a middle child, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that happened to me.
First kid, they usually, they're pretty protective of. But then once they learn, like, oh, kids bounce back, they'll be fine. They'll,
I fell off a tricycle when I was like 6 or 5 or something. I broke my fucking arm falling off a tricycle. That thing is like 2 inches off the ground. Somehow I fell off and broke my fucking arm. I went to my mom like this and was like, Mom, I hurt my arm. And she was like, get back on your fucking tricycle. You're fine, kid.
Yep.
I was like, okay. And I just like went back. She said I just went and played the rest of the afternoon. I was fine. And then she said she woke me up the next day and I had like a fucking softball on my arm. And she was like,
she botched you.
she was like, oh my God, I killed him. Makes a lot of sense though.
There's so many scares with the first one. And then you just learn it's, probably very
They're
little.
fine. Yeah.
Go eat some dirt, kid.
Yeah, exactly.
I just got hash browns. My
Yeah,
braless wife has brought me hash browns.
Oh man.
Wow. It wasn't chips. I asked for chips.
He asked for
This is even
chips.
better.
You got hash
chips.
browns.
Did you get a double kill bot lane? I hope so.
Guys, we got to talk about it.
What?
Death is in the air.
Oh, yes.
Arena mode.
Death
Oh,
is
yeah.
in the air.
Tarkov 2.
Tarkov 2. DLC before the game finishes.
Nobody knows. They said it's gonna be standalone. It's its own game.
Well, it's considered DLC. It's a standalone game, but it's considered DLC because EOD gets it for free.
Yeah, they showed this video of a Tarkov arena mode that's hopefully supposed to compete with like a more competitive scene.
Yep.
It's supposed to be like a team shooter or solo shooter where you spawn in and you're each on one side of a map and you come together and fight. I don't know how that's gonna go though, considering how long it fucking takes them to make maps. I feel like Tarkov Arena is gonna come out and it's gonna be
much
gonna
less
be-
interactive of a map.
It's going to be
smaller.
tiny. Yeah.
To be honest, what it looks like is Terminal is going to be Arena, right? Like that Terminal that we saw is
right,
probably
but then
going to
it's
be in both
also
maps.
gonna be like a standalone game. So it's like
I think it'll be the same map. They'll just put it in both modes, and one will be
I'm
Arena.
I could care less, honestly. I'm not into like.
Oh, dude, I'm pumped.
Dude, I'm
How
pumped
are
too.
you pumped?
I'm pumped too.
I'm not a
just-
good player, but I love competitive shit.
I'm
This is
excited.
great. This is
I thought you
great.
hated shooters like that.
Well, think about this.
It's going to be CS:GO like. It's not going to be.
CS:GO
yeah.
like. I
Yeah.
thought Decky hated that.
Well, Decky hates
Like, I'm not going
respawn
to play it for
shooters.
probably long, but like, I love competitive shit because I suck. I'm not good. No matter how much I train, I'm never going to be able to compete highly. But like,
I'm already not
dude,
good at Tarkov, so
I'm excited,
I'm
man.
excited
for it,
super
too.
excited.
How are you not excited about this, Zeechum? It gives those guys who fucking shoot you in the face, head eyes, it gives them somewhere to go and let off
okay,
their
when you
steam.
put it like that, I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
To
Like
leave me
Clean-
the fuck alone.
Yeah, Clean said it.
Yes.
He's gonna play that mode for like 2 hours to warm up for Tarkov.
Me
So
too.
for 2 hours, you're not gonna get head eyes because they're gonna be
And-
playing the other mode.
a lot of the time now, later in the wipe, guess what I'm doing? I'm just happy going to factory and PvPing.
Dude,
I'm not focused on anything else. That would give the game so much more longevity and life and interest on my end. Personally.
swap games.
I got so shit on Tarkov last night. Every single person I encountered, Alton, Slick, giant fucking couch on their
That's where they're
back.
gonna be now. Arena.
The second they came around a corner, it was like click, dead.
Don't play late at night.
nanosecond. The
play late at
nanosecond
night.
I saw them, I got absolutely massacred. The only person I was able to fucking kill in Tarkov last night was a guy who like figured out I was a streamer, and then we were the only 2 people on labs all night, and he figured out I was a streamer, and he was running around labs like, hey, wait, come here,
Yeah.
wait, Zeechum, wait, come here. And I
You
could like
killed him.
hear my stream through his microphone, and he was like, let's knife fight, and I was like, I just want to play Tarkov. I don't want to have to talk to someone right now, so I shot him in the head.
You gotta be. It's almost like the League of Legends thing too, where if you play late at night, you know people are raging their ass off.
Oh
Like,
my
there's
God,
so many angry people.
I am never playing Tarkov late at night ever again. I played Tarkov at 9 a.m. a few days ago. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I was like, I love Tarkov. Tarkov's great. I love Tarkov. After
when there's less players, you have to be careful what time
noon
you
rolls
play.
around, and good luck. Good fucking luck.
It's weird.
That's when the gamers wake
When
up.
the gamers are on, yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, no, arena's gonna be sick. I am
Yeah.
pumped. Like, get the boys together. You get your team. You get in there. Everybody's doing their own things. You fucking learn all the maps. You got all your techniques. It's gonna be on.
Maps.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Sorry,
I
Maps.
love CS 1.6.
Let me
Me
change.
too.
Let me change what I say. Arena mode could be sick, and I think
Very
that's what they're going for. Is arena mode actually could make them a lot more money than the standard game, especially if it takes on esports and becomes a big thing.
Very brave of you to assume, Decky, that there will be maps.
Well, it's
When
not
I'm-
that hard to make maps for
I'm
it.
sure they
like if
will.
you
you
think
be
can
maps,
make
isn't
very
it?
small competitive maps.
right, that's
Like,
the
they're
problem.
like
you already
I'm
have.
sure they've hired their,
Yeah.
competitive map dude.
Yeah, you already
This is
have
like
that.
it's all got to be mirrored. It's all the same thing.
Maybe.
Like I have faith in that. I mean, considering they didn't launch it yet, and we got to wait till autumn.
Yeah. I also don't. I also think that they can do like non-competitive maps that are just factory, and they paste you in somehow with some slight changes and call it good.
I'm curious how the loadout works. Like if you get money per wins, kind of like CS, I'm
Yeah, who
assuming,
knows?
and then you buy gear like that. But or like how the progression is going to work. Like,
I
is it
bet
gonna be a
they'll
ranked system,
super
or-
simplify like mag ammo types and reloading and
What I
I
think's
don't
going
know,
to happen.
maybe not though, because that
yeah,
would set it
right.
apart from other from
What I think they're gonna
CS
do
or whatever.
is they're going to do pre load in at all. You get like 5 different loadouts or something,
the
and
thing
that's
is,
where you can customize pre.
with games like CS, you'll quickly develop a meta in the game, right? Where it's like, okay, it's clear that this gun with these attachments, this ammo,
Yeah.
this mag, that's
Yeah.
the best gun to use in this setting. And the reason Tarkov is good is because you can adjust the setting. If I don't want to CQB, right? If I don't want to close quarter fucking fight people, I can build a sniper and go hide up in a fucking bush. But if you're in like this arena mode where it's like all
still do
just
that.
like fighting,
No, it will be. Yeah.
But
I'm not
Battle-
gonna be building like it's always gonna be like, what's the most meta AR I can build? So I'm
Yeah.
just wondering if they'll remove a lot of those options to lessen the meta availability of like certain ammo types and
I don't think so. I think they're gonna do what Battlefield did, where you can just hot swap, right? But they're gonna do
Maybe.
that like pre-loading in, or like pre-round, not during round. You can hot swap it pre-round somehow.
Speed up,
Yeah,
just
but, like-
speed up the rounds. They'll probably make you build your kit before you're even matched up. Yeah.
Right,
Like,
and then
think
you can
about
hot
it. Like
swap
think
if you
think
need
about
to.
how many people play that meta game as is.
Yeah.
It'll give them somewhere to go to do that and do their little right corner jiggle peeks and with their like meta mutant or whatever.
I
the
have
fuck.
never heard people say that shit about you got to peek on the right side, peek on the right side. I've never heard that until the last like 2 months. Every time I die, it's like, it's because you peeked on the left.
That just got popular in the community. And
Yeah, I was gonna
everybody-
say, I heard it like maybe 6 months
everybody's
ago.
talking about that now.
Because Omid used to say that. He used to say, "I always peek right because it gives you slight vision or something better."
And now every time I die, it's like because you peeked left.
Yeah.
Well, I think you expose less of your body when you.
Is that
peek
what it
right.
is?
I think so. You can barely expose yourself like that. You know how those assholes peek.
Maybe they'll give us
That little, like,
left-handed guns.
Yeah, maybe they'll be able to swap shoulders.
Yeah.
Swap
I mean, the
shoulders.
CS has that too.
Yeah,
CS
yeah.
is the best, baby.
Swap shoulders real quick. Yeah.
But I am very excited about this, but I'm also fucking livid as shit because it was like a 2-minute goddamn trailer they hyped up for a week.
Yeah,
and then
I
there's
saw that.
goddamn not shit about the wipe.
Yeah.
I was like, where's the date? Where's the nuke that everybody talked about? All fucking goddamn
True.
Tarkov Twitter had been for the past week was a nuke.
Where's the nuke? Where's the
oh,
nuke?
it's a nuke. The fuzzy image on the thing.
I'm very
it's a
interested
nuclear
in this
weapon.
nuke thing. Actually,
I'm actually super interested in the fact that these people that make a lot of money on YouTube putting out like these, predictions that are almost always
Who
wrong.
came up with the nuke?
they
Who
made more
was it?
money.
Who started that shit?
I don't know.
it's a cool idea. Think about it. Like if your character, like depending on what maps you go to, higher radiation maps with higher loot.
Yeah.
Like labs, you
Well,
get a lot of radiation.
that's
Your
confirmed.
character
He's
dies
talked
and you have
about
to
this.
restart.
He's
That's
talking about
confirmed.
radiation.
Yeah, and you can upgrade your hideout, put in those air filters that slow the process or something.
Yeah. And he's talked about
That'd be so cool.
permadeath from radiation.
Permadeath from
But
radiation.
You start
coming.
over.
Yeah.
But someone just was like, probably from a nuke. They're going to be nuking for the wipe.
Well, there was an image, I think, right?
Radiation?
Was the first thumbnail, or was there a thumbnail or something that had
there was a
nuke?
bunch of blurry stuff, and there was one little bright dot. They're like, that's the nuke exploding off the shore. No, there was some dude that was like, I need to make a Tarkov video to get some hype up, and he's like, what could I say?
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Nuke. And then everybody was all like, nuke. But it would be sick as fuck, and that's what I was saying.
Dude,
like, I made a tweet about
so much work. That would take them a year to fucking develop this nuke scenario.
Yeah.
No chance anything like this happens for this wife.
And my thing is, I wish I was like, if they did like a Fortnite event of it, where you're literally in raid and then like the sky lights up and from like some nuke going off offshore, but if you're in raid, everybody could see it. Doesn't matter what map it is, doesn't matter any of that shit. Like if they did some integrated Fortnite shit like that, that would have been the cool. I would have goddamn, like I am a BSG hater, but I would have goddamn nutted. It would have been massive.
There was this game from like the late 90s, this PC game called Candyland Adventure, where you
I remember this, I think.
It's a point and click PC game from the late 90s where you go to different parts of Candyland and you just play little mini games, essentially like flash games type games where you collect candy or watch out for Lord Licorice, he's evil or some shit. And you make it to the end, and when you get to the end, this was the most dopamine fueling thing I've ever experienced in my young adult forming mind years. You make it to the end, and King Candy comes out, and he's like, "Oh, I'm King Candy. You saved Candyland. Thank you. You can choose. You have 1 minute to choose as much candy as you can get." And you're in like a candy store, and there's a little sack on the ground, and you just click like fucking crazy on all the candy on the shelves, and it just loads up. And I was like, yes. I want that in Tarkov. I want right before wipe, every single loot spawn is a LEDX. Every loot spawn is a Bitcoin. Every loot spawn is an ophthalmoscope. Every loot spawn, high value items only for the final day. And it's just give me like ultimate let me
then
collect.
It won't be worth anything.
I know it won't, but it's just that trick my brain into like
I would not have fun with that. Personally.
I would love it. I would like just for the last like hour.
But when they do the 99% off thing, it's the same exact thing. Anything you find,
I know. Give me just the last hour where I get to where I it's like grab as much as you can, and you're just like stuffing it all in.
Remember when they told us wipe was happening like a while ago? Z-Chum and you and I streamed together, and we just went around with those T7s.
Yeah,
I think that was like the best pre-wipe.
That was
thing.
good.
We just went all out, and like we knew it was wiping.
We used every last cent
everything
of our inventories. I was down to nothing.
Selling thick cases and everything.
Yeah. I was down to nothing. That was prime wipe. That was good.
Well,
yeah.
Prime
we'll
wipe.
see. Hey, maybe the game never fucking wipes.
Maybe by the time this comes out, we'll have a pre-wipe event. Like maybe there's one going on right now. Who knows?
Or maybe you can come back and laugh at us.
Maybe you can laugh at us in 6 months when they still haven't wiped.
Maybe when a fucking nuke goes off in Tarkov, you can come back here and go, "You guys are wrong.
Silly.
There was a nuke."
Okay, so I'm not like super familiar with like the lore of Tarkov, but like it's a post-civilization environment.
It's just a war-torn environment. It's like an annexed part of Russia where there was like a little proxy conflict, and now it's just like all the civilians left, but there's still like little splinter groups of like armies there, essentially.
Oh,
that's the PMCs and the bears.
There isn't necessarily radiation around.
No, but it is kind of post-apocalyptic area, right? It's like the world is still okay. It's just this area is.
I see.
But the other thing about arena mode is, I feel like a few people know, but BSG had games before Battlefield.
Yes.
Contract Wars.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people like that's just been overshadowed. But Contract Wars was a team-based shooter.
Yep.
They made Contract Wars. It didn't do well. They made Tarkov. It did well, and they went, "You guys were wrong about Contract Wars, so we're doing it again."
I think
Honestly, I'm excited as shit. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
But it is funny because it is Contract Wars again.
I was gonna say I don't even know if Contract Wars was that bad, was it? It just didn't do well.
It
right?
didn't just blow up. Yeah.
I was gonna do this meme in one of my Tarkov videos for my next Tarkov video I was gonna do before I got into Rust, and I was gonna just include a clip of me playing Contract Wars in the
Let's see what
Tarkov
happens.
video and
Yeah.
just see what people say, like on a map on Contract Wars that isn't on Tarkov, but it looks very similar to Tarkov. It's the same
Mhm.
engine, it's the same, a lot of the same guns, a lot of the same hand models. There's Bear and USEC, and I would like, my plan was to like get a kill in Contract Wars and include it in my Tarkov video, just like a 2-second clip, and have people like, what the fuck map was that?
What?
I've never even heard of this. What the hell is this?
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's real.
Yeah.
Where is it on Steam? What is this?
I think it was on Steam. I think
When
it
did it
was on
come out?
Steam. It came out like
This was like 2015 or something. Yeah.
2015-ish, yeah.
What the
Yeah.
freak?
What the frick?
But that was the other funny thing. Like, I am pumped as shit about Arena Mode. I think it's going to be great. I think it's
Me
going to be
too.
a great addition to the game. It's really going to fill up, a lot of dead time at the end of, wipes.
Yeah.
but-
late in the wipe, I like to play Tarkov like that,
Separate
It's gonna be
progression
great.
too. Will be nice.
Mm-hmm.
You have a shitty day on one, go play the other.
Yeah.
Them doing a DLC before the game's out of beta. Red flags in some areas, but, it's to be expected at this
But
point in the gaming
They
industry.
did set. I believe that we are correct that Streets is the done of the game, right? That's what everything else is going to be DLC.
Really?
I think that's correct. I thought that Streets, when Streets is finished, is 1.0. That's what I thought. And then all the other maps, which there's a couple, is DLC. But maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, we knew they'd have DLC. That makes sense. I just hadn't ever heard them even. I didn't even
Maybe
know that
I'm
there was a
wrong.
1.0 mentioned.
It could be.
I thought that Streets would be. I mean, early access 1.0 release. That's all kind of fucking gray area now,
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
But I thought that end of Streets, once Streets was finished, that was 1.0 of the game.
I mean, look at Rust. Like they put out 1.0, and then look at this last update. It totally changed the entire PvP experience.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, all those terms, beta and everything
1.0
else is
doesn't
so
mean
weird
shit.
now. It's all convoluted with the way
It
the
doesn't matter
industry's
anymore.
gone.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
fucking matter anymore.
devs
But
changed
yeah,
their
I
minds
just
a lot.
I didn't think we'd.
Yeah.
I hadn't even knew that they were even close to talking about the
I thought that's
fabled
what it was.
final version.
And also, I thought that's when they were thinking about, well, people were saying that they might not do wipes after 1.0. They would start doing different things.
Well, they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
I
thing
don't know
that
about that.
I think I told you guys about it, right? Like it was in your messages that I was like, literally with the permadeath system, they can do wipes or they can do wipes without people really noticing if they did the
I think-
permadeath system.
I think that would solve it.
Yeah.
People
Instead-
will be
instead of
staggered in their
wipes.
progression.
Yeah.
Like when you get to a certain level, a certain amount of time in raid, your character starts to die. There's things you could do to slow the process or whatever, but like it happens.
But then
I-
also
and
the
people will be
radiation.
restarting and staggered. It would be nuts.
If they
It would be-
wanted
I
to
think
do a
that's the
wipe,
answer.
if they want to do a wipe, just do things in game that makes it so you have higher and higher radiation until
Yeah.
more and more people have to reset their accounts type of deal. And then
Yeah.
you could do like, instead of a wipe being a day, they just do like a 2-week interval that people just die. And then when they make their new character, it goes on the new servers. And then you can, eventually.
What if like
be
in
the last
raid
ones on the old
deaths
servers?
accelerate the rate that your character dies as well? Like you can only die
See,
so
I like
many
that.
times
That's some,
before
that's
like
some very decent ideas.
yeah. that'd be
Very,
cool.
I like that a
It would
lot.
incentivize people not to like chat out PvP style unless they're in
I
arena
want
mode.
more incentive not to Chad. That's all I want. All I
Yeah,
want
exactly.
is more
Like,
incentive
the more you
not to
die,
Chad.
not only do you lose your loot, but your character
I want
dies
more
faster.
incentive for. That doesn't matter for a lot of the Chads. They're so good that they just don't die anyways.
Well, I
but
mean, I
want
think it
more
might change
incentive
the way
to-
they play a little.
I don't know how you incentivize people not to Chad, but I want more of that. I want more incentive to like
Less
VoIP,
rat, less
more
Chad.
incentive to work together to like accomplish tasks, more incentive to like
I
I would
think-
love if there's like an accessible area on the map that you can only get into if you enter it with someone who isn't in your party.
Like
you can't
like
go
the
into raid,
Scav
Like the extracts.
PMC
Yes.
extracts, but a little bit different.
but it's like a high tier loot area with like a boss in there or something, and you can only get in by like going in with someone who isn't in your party. So you'll get people who just meet up there and they're like, let's work together, let's get in there, and you go in there and then you fight the boss together, right? And then there's like a little betrayal, like, oh, is he gonna kill me when we get in here? Are we gonna work
that's a
together?
great idea. I think the implementation of Arena, this possible radiation thing, that's all gonna do that, Z-Chum. I think that's all gonna lend to a less Chad.
And I also think
PvP
Tarkov should give us all girlfriends. I think we should all have girlfriends with Tarkov.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough Tarkov talk. We're gonna have plenty of time for Tarkov talk.
We hit our Tarkov talk limit for
within
day.
the next 2 months, hopefully, if this game ever fucking.
I mean, by next episode, we'll have Summer Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest.
We know something's coming with that.
We don't know that.
Actually,
They did the eyeballs on this thing. How could it not? They did the eyeballs.
The eyeballs.
The eyeballs.
It's so funny what people like read into. You know, it's just
You
a
shut
Twitter.
your mouth, Aqua. We were gonna get the goddamn wipe date on the video too. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways,
I like how I'm the one that's caught up in all this Tarkov shit and haven't played it in 4 months.
Yeah, you never
like,
play Tarkov, and you're so into it.
Yeah, he just likes the drama.
All right,
Summer Game Fest is today. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, go check the news.
Oh yeah, this is out on Summer Games Fest.
this is out
right?
on Thursday on Summer Game Fest.
Perhaps
Day,
the eyeballs do mean something.
Let's go watch it. Let's go watch it together. People watching right now. I'll see you over at the Summer Game Fest stream or wherever you watch that.
Type hi Z-Chum in the chat and
don't
see if
do
he
that.
types it back.
Don't do that.
Imagine next week it's a wall of eyes each other.
eyes
The gamer holes influences.
Yeah, the dedicated
Vast.
army of gamer hole viewers are in the Summer Games Fest chat spamming hi Z-Chum.
If we see one, that'd be pretty hilarious.
If I see even one hi Z-Chum in the Summer Games Fest chat, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna be angry that I'm gonna be crazier than those guys that threatened to beat the shit out of Aqua because a golf ball landed near him.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We had a really great time today. We hope you also had a great time in our collective holes. We will see you next Thursday or next Wednesday. If you remember, they get a little special extra episode. We'll see you next Wednesday or next Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, guys. What's up, gamers? Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. We put a lot of work into these. If you liked it, consider becoming a member just by clicking the join button down below this video. Becoming a member will get you access to exclusive members-only benefits like a monthly live stream, as well as an extra hour-long episode every week on top of the main episode. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate you. And as always, we will see you next week.